This is Van, and in this video, we are going to be talking about short-term thinking versus long-term thinking. And you may not believe that uh, it's not easy to distinct like when you're thinking short-term and when you're thinking long-term, right? Every day you go through the day, you make decisions. Like some decisions have small consequences, like the consequences limited to a day, like what you're gonna eat, and there are some decisions that have long-term consequences, like are you going to start a new career or you want to get married or things like that. So these have long-term consequences, and the way you make decisions is you do not apply short-term framework, the emotions, the experience that have worked for you in the short term, to the long-term decision, right? And when things have long-term consequences, like it's better to be thoughtful about them rather than just going by the emotions. And Jeff Bezos has explained this really well in his day one letter to shareholders, first one, where he explained that people are going to buy stuff online. That's going to happen, right? People value low cost, fast services and a variety of products that they could buy, commodities or anything, right? So these things are unchanging over a long period of time. So whether we make a profit this month or what our stocks is doing is just baloney information. This is not even information that I should be looking at, right? I may look at it short-term survival, but as long as it's covered, we are focusing on long-term strategy, right? And this really perplexed a lot of investors, a lot of institutional investors, like what's going on. And the reason he was able to execute on this strategy was he was crystal clear on his long-term strategy, right? And if you come to the business, let's say you have e-com or even agency or anything, you want to think like what things are not going to be changing. People will always want something exclusive, something that helps them perceived as high status or conform to a specific ideals or identity or be part of a community, right? These are the intrinsic desires people have that need to be fulfilled by a fashion product, right? And yeah, again mentioning self-expression also, and being individuals or being a part of a group. These are also very, very important intrinsic desires that motivate people to buy a fashion product, right? And if your brand is focusing on satisfying them, it's getting better at it. It's successfully positioning itself on the marketplace or other brands. You are making a progress. You are making a progress if you can measure that accurately. Like you are differentiating, you're helping people express themselves differently. You are making a progress. Now, the bottleneck, if your fundamentals are right, if you have your long-term strategy dialed in, right, you have positioned yourself well, differentiated yourself from what's there outside, right? And you're not chasing trends. It gives you peace of mind. Rather than looking at trends, oh, this is selling, I should do that. Oh, this is selling, I should do that. It gives you peace of mind that my brand is able to fulfill intrinsic desires. And we are getting better at these things. Our website experience is a bit unique, right? It gives them a specific identity. Our store experience, our brand store experience is unique, it's different, it is authentic, it's different. These are the things that matter more than what the ROS goal that you hit in last 7 days. Of course, that is important, right? But ROS can very easily become a short-term vanity metric, and you make it attached to attaching your self-worth do that, right? And it's a very, very painful way to grow the business. Because if Meta changes the rules, or Google updates it, or product bestseller runs out of the stock, you start questioning your self-worth. You start questioning your brand worth. It's a very painful way to think about it or grow the business. The more sustainable and more effective way to think about it is, what are the unchanging long-term desires people have, and how can I measure them that I'm fulfilling them, making progress there, right? Every month, right? Am I getting strategic influencers that makes my brand 1 + 1 11, right? Or am I just chasing whoever is more popular or whatever is trending, right? Something to think about. But I can confidently tell you, if you fight this compulsive urge to think short term and tame it, I mean, it is there. You should prioritize your short term survival. But beyond that, it is not going to make you or help you accomplish your bigger goals. So listen to it in its own box of survival. Don't listen to it to do something big. To do something big, you have to think long term. And it is not easy to think long term.
Okay.
It is counterintuitive. It is possible to think long term, but it is not convenient to think long term. Because short term also brings you survival, but short term also positions you to get greedy and maximize revenue and profits instead of customer satisfaction and customer loyalty and lifetime value. And that's when you get into this cycle of this painful cycle of, like, okay, you get something, then you get greedy, and then you sacrifice long-term goals, and then you go back, then you innovate again, make some changes, and this is a cycle that keeps you stuck at a specific revenue figure. So yeah, to conclude this video, is that understand that short-term thinking is important. It's here, it's convenient, it is easy to do. It's necessary for survival as well.